Yo, guys, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Booty Boy Wrestling fan interview. Today, I'm joined by my very special guest. He's the man of the hour, Leo Rush. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing pretty good, my man. I'm feeling good. I got a lot of cool things coming up, so I'm excited.
How are you doing during this pandemic? Safe, healthy, all that? COVID
Uh,
clear?
yeah, yeah. Thank God, everybody, my family, has been safe, so far, and the same, goes to me. So, I'm thankful for that.
Now, you're gonna be a dad soon. So what's it like knowing that you're gonna have a kid during a pandemic stuff?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. So this is actually gonna be my third, my third. So this is pretty cool, knowing that I have another one coming into the world, and especially during these crazy times. It's pretty it's exciting. I didn't expect this year to pan out the way that it did. With everything being as hectic and just really bad right from the jump. Um, but this is a pretty cool way to end the year to find out that I'm gonna have another kid.
Congratulations on that, by the way. You're welcome. Um, so during quarantine, a lot of wrestlers in general, other people that have regular jobs, they built their own gyms too. But most wrestlers, because they want to stay in shape for wrestling, have built a home gym. And I've seen your picture on Instagram of your home gym, and I think it's pretty sick. Oh man, my AirPod. Um, I think it's pretty sick. It's basic, but you have what you need. Can you tell the people that are watching this what you have in your home gym?
Yeah, I mean it's still in the works. I definitely plan on getting a few more things here and there over time. Right now, I just have some like floor mats laid down. I have a punching bag. I got a simple like bench press set. Um, I have it also has like a leg curling machine attached to it. I got some kettlebells, some dumbbells, and what else do I have? I think I have some yoga stuff. My wife likes to do yoga, so yeah, some pretty simple stuff, but it definitely gets the job done.
Now, it's funny that we were talking about the home gym because I watched your interview with Chris Van Vliet when it first came out a couple months ago, and do you still feel the same way that what you talked about with it's not that motivating having a home gym rather than going to a gym?
Well, now it's a little bit different. So when I talked to Chris, I was living in Orlando, and I didn't have a garage, so I just kind of like turned I turned one of the bedrooms that I had into like a little uh I wouldn't even call it a full, gym. It was like half of the room was set aside for like workout equipment. But now that I have like a garage, and I'm living out here on the West Coast now, um, it's a different feel now that I can kind of go inside the garage and then step outside of it, and it's a lot more space, and I can have some heavier equipment in there. So I definitely feel it's no different to me than going to a regular gym that you pay a membership for. So no, that statement isn't true anymore.
Now, you have your own music, so when you work out, what kind of music do you listen to? Do you listen to other people's music, a certain type, or your own music?
So I listen to everything. I listen to everybody's music. Um, at, the only time where I will listen to my own music when I'm working out is if I have a release coming up, and I just need to make sure what I'm putting out is good enough to release to everybody else. So that's the only time I'll listen to my own music. But other than that, it's like billboards, top 100 and stuff like that.
Now, like now that I just brought that up, I want to say that my top three favorite songs from you are Heat, Lost, and I Wonder, because those are like really good songs. I really enjoy them. Um, I definitely didn't just listen to them before this just to get more information.
No.
um, but no, those are really good. I enjoy your music. It's different, but it's a good. It's not like a dance type, but it's like you want to chill out, kinda,
Yeah,
and
for
just vibe, you know.
sure.
Um, so what got you doing music when you're not wrestling?
Well, when I wasn't wrestling, I took somewhat of a break from the WWE. It was about like 6, 7 months, and I was already writing poetry around that time, and I wanted to kind of just drift off into doing music and do something that can further express myself other than just writing poetry. Like I wanted my fans to hear what I was doing, but I felt like just putting out like a poem like here and there was not boring, but I wanted it to be entertaining at the same time. So I started to put the poetry into songs.
Now, you're pretty active on social media during quarantine and even before quarantine happened. And one of the videos that just happened recently was your wife made you try this Marmite thing that goes on like toast.
Yeah.
Um, what are your thoughts on that, and why is it so disgusting?
Nah, it's really nasty. I don't know if you've ever have you tried it before?
No, I heard like there's a thing called Vegemite that's like close to it or something like that. It's weird.
I don't
It's an
know.
Australian thing. I know that.
I'm not sure, but I definitely, I'm not exaggerating when I say it was probably the worst thing I've ever tasted. It was pretty bad. So, yeah.
Now, what is coming up with your music? Any new song releases, albums coming up?
Yeah, so I actually have a single releasing on the 6th. It's called Do You Remember? And yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. This is my first single that I put out since the Final Match album. So I'm excited to give my fans some new music to listen to.
Now, what is your favorite song that you have made so far, and why?
Um, I think I'm pretty happy with I Wonder, just because a lot of people really like that song, and I don't know, it's definitely my number one streamed song and number one downloaded song that I've made so far. I'm just glad that um, people enjoyed it so much. That was a very uh, emotional song that I wrote, and I'm glad a lot of people kind of felt the message. They weren't just listening to a song that you can like dance to, like you said. Like there was a message to the song, and it was a great music video that came with it. So I think I Wonder would definitely be my favorite.
Now, a couple weeks ago on your Instagram and Twitter, you shared a list of very talented independent wrestlers that you want to have a match with. Um, can you tell us what made you make that list and why, and like why those people?
Um, I made that list because I feel like I wanted to, uh, for one, I wanted to see how people would react to it.
Mm-hmm.
So that I chose on that list were a lot of the newer, hot, like independent guys that are out there right now. A lot of these guys that, I've never even, heard of before until I started working a few like GCW shows. And I saw that, they were getting like some pretty good reactions, and they were like really good in the ring, and they were being talked about all over on social media and stuff like that. So to me, I was looking at the future of wrestling, and I wanted to 3, 4, 5 years ago I was in their position. I was that young, hot, independent wrestler that everybody was talking about. And people were saying, I was the future of professional wrestling and stuff like that. And but I didn't have somebody, that made it to the WWE and come back on the indies and say, I want to work these guys because they're like busting their asses and stuff like that. So I don't know. In a sense, I wanted to kind of give back, but in a different light. I wanted to kind of test myself and see if I can, keep up with some of the younger guys that are, doing some good work on the independent scene today.
Is there anyone on that list that you have wrestled yet?
I think almost everybody on that list I haven't wrestled. Yeah, I don't think I've wrestled anybody on that list. And I think that's another reason why I made that list. It was because these are guys that, I didn't want to, shine a light on, people that I've already wrestled. I wanted these to be, dream independent matchups. So yeah.
Now, back in NXT of last year, you were the Cruiserweight champion, and on the night of, it was kind of like that rebranding almost, where they moved to the USA Network permanently. I believe that you won the title, but then lost it 2 weeks later. What was it like to win the Cruiserweight title?
It was really cool to be able to win the title. I think, out of anything, during my time in WWE, if there's one thing that, I'm glad I was able to accomplish was winning a championship in WWE. I think that's everybody's goal. That's everybody's dream. Everybody wants to be a champion, and everybody wants to be like the top champion and within their division, whether that's like the world champion or the WWE champion or the Cruiserweight champion and stuff like that. So I'm glad that I was able to accomplish that.
Now, in that storyline with you and Angel Garza during that Cruiserweight title, he stole your wife.
He
How did
tried.
that make you? He tried to?
Yeah, he tried. It wasn't successful.
Oh, I thought I saw her with him like for a couple weeks during that time.
I hope not.
So you have made a lot of social media accounts: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. You also made an OnlyFans. What made you make that decision?
I got pressured
to make an OnlyFans.
I got pressured into it. A lot of my fans are asking for it, and I just gave in. I gave in.
I'm 16, so I'm not gonna go on an OnlyFans. I don't think I'll ever see myself on OnlyFans or buying an OnlyFans. But what kind of content do you like PG rated do you post on OnlyFans?
PG. I mean, I think I'm a pretty open person. I wouldn't say that I'm, completely like a PG, kind of, individual. All of my content is for everyone. I have a little bit of, everything for everybody. So, there's some stuff on there. I don't know if you saw the picture of me. It was when I first dyed my hair blue, and I was laying down on my couch, and I had a guitar in front of me, and a lot of stuff on there is like that. But then you have a lot of stuff on there where I'm just, in the gym working out and stuff like that. So yeah, stuff on there that are for the for the more maturing eyes, but a lot of stuff on there too is harmless.
Now, you returned to independent wrestling back in August at a GCW show, and you came back and attacked Joey Janella. So, what is the beef? Is there beef between you two always?
I think there's always going to be, some kind of heat and friction between me and Joey. We have a long history of battles on the independent scene. A lot of those matches were pretty intense, and we both given each other, scars on our bodies that are gonna last, for the rest of our lives. Me and Joey, we're pretty cool now, but there's always gonna be, that animosity between the both of us.
Now, it seems that every time you have a match together, it's always you getting put through some type of accessory, whether it's a ladder, whether it's a table, chairs. You get thrown into chairs almost every time. Why is that? And what makes you make that decision of, I'm going to go through a ladder today, I'm going to go through a table?
I think I care about Joey more than he cares about me. I think that's the answer. Yeah.
Was it scary knowing that Joey climbed up on a ladder? He climbed up on like I want to say it's almost like a pole type
Yeah.
of thing. Like, was it scary knowing that he climbed up a ladder to get on top of that and then jumped? I don't know how high it was, maybe like 30 feet in there.
Yeah, it was definitely scary. It's always scary when Joey's jumping off of something on top of it. But as high as that was, him standing on top of that pole, I also thought to myself in that moment, I've seen him higher than this, jumping on top of me. One time he jumped off of a roof. He was hanging off of a roof, and that had to be about 40 feet up in the air, about 40, 50 feet up in the air. So it's always scary.
Um, Speaking of him jumping off the roof, it was at a CZW show, and it was a return show actually, and it was for, I think it was for a championship, but he climbed up like the support systems of the building, and he gave you an elbow drop right to you on a ladder. What goes through your mind as you see him falling down on you?
Hoping that I don't, break a rib or break my collarbone. It's surprising that I haven't. Every time that he's done that. So thank God, I haven't seriously injured myself or even him. He hasn't broken any bones doing that stuff. So it's always scary, seeing somebody, not even just Joey, but any human being, 40, 50 feet above from you, and you're just laying there and you don't know what's going to happen when they touch down on you. So it's pretty scary.
So now that since we're on the topic of scary moments in matches, what has been the worst bump that you have taken in your entire career of wrestling?
I the scariest or the worst?
The worst. But if you want to put scariest too, like, you can answer those two as well.
I'll do the worst. I took a buckle bomb in the corner, uh, but I was thrown short, and one of my arms got hung up on the top rope, and the rest of my body bumped on the second turnbuckle. And as soon as that happened, I knew then and there I tore my labrum. My arm went numb for a good 5 seconds. I think at the same time I dislocated my shoulder, and I ended up popping my shoulder back in place. That was the worst bump I've ever taken, and to this day, I have not taken a buckle bomb, and I don't think I ever will.
Now, you've had many hairstyles during your wrestling career: mohawk, bald. Now you have braids coming out of your head. What goes into the idea of your hairstyle?
I don't know. I've always been like wacky with my hair. Ever since I was in high school, I had crazy hair. Um, but I think it's just out of boredom. I had the mohawk for a long time, like 4 years. Yeah, I had the mohawk for 4 years, and then I just wanted to switch it up. I think the first time I cut my mohawk, it was because I dyed and bleached my hair so many times that my hair was just getting damaged. So it was starting to fall out. So I was just like, you know what, like screw it. Let me not try to just save it. Let me just cut it. I tried to go for like a high top, like faux hawk for like
Hmm.
a week or two on NXT, and I didn't really like it. And then I went to 205 Live, and I grew my hair out a little bit, and I kept it in a fade, and it was dark. And then after that is when I went bald. I think it just fits each character. You know, I think a lot of people liked the mohawk because that's what you gave every created wrestler on SmackDown versus Raw or WWE 2K. You gave them that like colorful hair. So uh, that worked when I was a babyface, and then when I was a heel, I just went bald and clean cut, and I threw on the suit, and everybody hated that. And I needed to switch it up when I left WWE, so I got the colorful locks, and everybody really seems to like that. So yeah, it's just different phases and different times throughout the career when I like to switch my hair up.
What has been your favorite hairstyle that you have had?
I don't know. I said this the other day. I really miss my hair being bald. It was a it was a nice switch up, and everybody loved the mohawk. Everybody keeps saying get the mohawk back, get the mohawk back. But I don't know. I like the dreads. I like the blue locks. So I think now would be my best, my favorite.
Now, what has your diet been like during quarantine to stay in shape?
It's I tried to keep it intact, and I tried to be strict, but over time it just got difficult. It got hard, so it's been kind of all over the place. I'm getting back. I'm trying to get back to a more strict diet, especially since I'm uh, wrestling again, and I'm trying to gain a lot of muscle mass. So I'm eating a lot more, but I'm working out a lot more too. So um, yeah, it's been about at least like 3 times a day. I try at least 3 times a day. I'm still doing the vegan thing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I try to implement like a protein shake or two every day, or a smoothie every day. Um, so it's pretty basic, but I try to keep it consistent.
Now, does your food always have bites taken out of it from your wife? Because I
Yeah,
saw that TikTok that you made.
yeah, always.
What's one thing that you've been eating a lot over quarantine?
Um, yeah, I like a good burrito.
Are you a Chipotle type of guy or like a Taco Bell kind of? What's your favorite Mexican burrito place?
I can't eat Chipotle anymore. I got sick. I got really sick. Probably the most sick I've ever been from eating Chipotle, and I said I won't eat Chipotle again. Um, I like getting some bean burritos here and there from Taco Bell, uh, but it's not often. That's like a cheat day type of thing.
So now that you mentioned that, what goes into your cheat day? And how many cheat days do you have often?
Oh my gosh, I think every other day is a cheat day.
Same. Every day is a cheat day for me. I can't keep on track.
Yeah, every other day is a cheat day. I can't, uh, but I think I don't know. There's something with my body that reacts when I work out a lot, uh, and I eat sugar. My body like typically reacts pretty well to it. I don't know why. I get more like lean. I'm pretty sure that'll wear off the older I get. It's not gonna always be like that, but um, yeah, I like a good apple pie. I like a good donut here and there, or some chocolate chip cookies, or sweet potato pie. So yeah.
Sounds like you have a whole Thanksgiving feast on your cheat day.
Yeah.
Now, the other day was Halloween. I mean, I watched your Instagram stories of answering the questions, and you didn't really do anything. But did you eat like a bag of chocolate candy during that time, or at least to celebrate some kind of part in Halloween?
No, I don't think I did. Um, you know, my I can't do the candy anymore. There's something about candy that it just messes me up. I can't eat candy anymore. I wish that I could, every once in a while, if I see, a free Snickers like laying down somewhere, I'll eat it. But I'm not gonna like buy candy. Um, and I feel like I had something though. Maybe it was like a slice of pie or something. I had some kind of sweet. Yeah.
So, to keep on the topic of food, I don't know how you eat your chocolate, but I love my chocolate frozen, like Snickers, Twix. What about you? How do you eat your chocolate? Because chocolate melts really quick. It
Yeah.
really does. And I had like three good Snickers in my backpack one time, and when I went to go eat them, they were all melted.
Yeah. Uh, um, I think I like melted chocolate. Yeah. The only time I'll eat frozen chocolate is if it's on like a chocolate covered strawberry, and I put it in the refrigerator or something, and it like hardens up. But other than that, like I usually like my chocolate like melted.
Here's an idea for your OnlyFans. You can like put like a chocolate like Fountain Dew fountain thing in front of you and like have like strawberries in each hand and just pose or something. There's an idea.
I will make sure to buy a chocolate fountain just for my OnlyFans.
Hey, their support will help buy one.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Now, I want to go back to before you started your professional wrestling. I watched a documentary on you one time. I forgot who it was by, but it was on YouTube. And you were an amateur wrestler, an All-American in high school. Um, what was it easy switching from amateur to pro? How did that go?
Oh yeah, it was really hard. Um, it was extremely difficult. It was probably more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Um, obviously everybody knows that uh, wrestling is real now, and it was hard for me to being an all American amateur wrestler takes a certain kind of discipline. Amateur wrestling is already as hard as it is, but being an all American amateur wrestler, you have to wrestle all year round. It's nonstop practices, nonstop tournaments over the summer, nonstop like wrestling camps and seminars and stuff like that. So I was already in the mind state of winning like all the time, like all the time. I just wanted to win, and my record was pretty good. I think my overall record um, out of my high school career was 112 and I want to say 13. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I think I lost about 13 matches in those 4 years. Um, and then when I got my first professional wrestling match, I'll never forget it. It was a battle royal, and I remember obviously I knew that I wasn't going to win the whole thing, but I got thrown over the top rope, and I just remember like being so upset that I didn't win. And I couldn't snap out of that amateur wrestling mode of like, holy shit, like I can't believe I just lost. So that got you know, some getting used to over time, because I lost a lot, in my earlier years of professional wrestling. So yeah.
Now, to keep on the topic of amateur wrestling, but also bring food back into the conversation. What would people catch you eating in the bleachers at those early morning tournaments on the weekends or the meets? What would people catch you eating?
Bagels and pasta, all I would eat. Yeah, because I was cutting from 132 all the way down to 12. Um, and there would be, days where I wouldn't eat. And if I did eat, it would be about, like a handful of grapes and some crackers and stuff like that. And then, as soon as weigh-ins was over and I saw that I made weight, I just went right up into the bleachers. I had a big bag of bagels, like dry bagels. I didn't put anything on them, and I had like a bowl of pasta, and that's all I would eat.
Did you ever get yelled at by your coach? Because for me, I was the kid that ate a full foot long sub because I'm the heavyweight,
Yeah.
and I always got yelled at, and I kind of got put on a diet towards the end of the
Yeah.
season. But yeah, did you ever get yelled at by your coach for eating?
Yeah, it was one time, and it was the worst thing ever because it was a pretty important meet. This was the counties. I don't know, where you were wrestling, but we had counties, we had regionals, and then we had states, and then we had nationals. So counties was just the like the qualifier for regionals. Um, I remember being so upset about something. I was the number one seed going into counties, and I remember being so upset, and I just the day of weigh-ins for counties, I ended up somehow I gained 10 pounds the day of weigh-ins. I I don't know. I just remember drinking like a whole thing of like apple juice, and I had some food. But there's no way that I ate 10 pounds of food. I just magically gained like 10 pounds. Uh, and I got to weigh-ins. Um, I told well, I didn't get the weigh-ins first. I went to my my practice center, and I told my coach, I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna make weight. And he was like, how much do you weigh? And I said, I'm like 119 right now. I'm like 120. I was supposed to be like 112. And I said, I'm not gonna make weight. And he like looked at me. He said, yes, you are. And he gave me a couple of trash bags, and cut some holes in them. And I wore the trash bags, and I ran from my school to my house and to my house back to my school in the trash bags. I ended up losing. I was 9 pounds over, but I ended up losing 8 pounds. And then I got to the weigh-ins, and I was still that 1 pound over, but they wouldn't let me like re-weigh in. They wouldn't give me like an hour to lose the other pound to weigh in again. So I didn't end up wrestling in counties, and they were pretty pissed about it. Luckily, I was the number one seed, so I already had enough points to even qualify for regionals. So I didn't even have to wrestle in counties, but I think that they just wanted me to get those team points for the whole team so that we can win like the team trophy. But yeah, that was a pretty bad time.
That sounds very painful. Does it still haunt you to this day when you step on a scale and if you're trying to reach a certain weight, um, just in general, does that story still haunt you?
Well, it's a little different now because I'm trying to gain weight. At first I was trying to lose weight, but gaining weight is the hardest thing. Um, yeah, it was pretty rough. It's pretty rough.
If you really want to bulk up to heavyweight, 285. I'll see
Yeah,
you there.
yeah.
Now, some pro wrestlers say like, "Oh, stick with amateur wrestling; it will help you in professional wrestling." What's your opinion on that? Do you think amateur wrestling helps you in professional wrestling?
I think so. It helped me with all of the basics, like all of the chain wrestling, and it definitely helped with conditioning. It definitely helped with muscle conditioning, and as far as like cardio, it helped with both of those. Amateur wrestling is such a physically demanding sport. I think it just helps with everything. So yeah, I would definitely say it helps.
Now, when did you make the decision to stop amateur and go pro?
I think right after I graduated high school, I knew that I didn't want to wrestle in college. I was only wrestling in high school because I wanted to eventually be a professional wrestler. Um, so yeah, it was a pretty like I already knew that was going to be the decision made by the time I graduated high school.
Now, your nickname, Man of the Hour, where did that come into your career, and how did it come in?
So my a buddy of mine, he goes by D1 Dreddy. Uh, he made a song called "Man of the Hour," um, and I heard it. It was unreleased, and I heard it, and I said, "Oh, that sounds really cool." I just remember listening to the hook, and like he just kept saying over and over, "I'm the man of the hour. I'm the man of the hour," and I was kind of searching for like a moniker, or I was looking for something to go with, Leo Rush, because I always liked when wrestlers had like a moniker, like you had like the Viper, Randy Orton. You had like the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. So I wanted like a moniker to go with like my name. And I kept hearing this song, and I asked them, I was like, hey, do you think I can use this song for like my entrance music? Uh, but if you can like just change a little bit of the lyrics, that would be great. And he said that that I could use it. And everybody started liking the song, and the more I listened to it, the more I started liking just like the name, like the Man of the Hour, and I just started using the Man of the Hour, Leo Rush.
I'm just looking at my notes to see what other
Yeah.
questions I have. Oh, here we go. So in one of the videos that I found when doing my research on you, you demanded security back at, I think it was NXT, and Keith Lee just got signed, and Keith Lee wanted to hug you, but you didn't want the hug. You said handshake because you're the man of the hour. Why did you not want to hug Keith Lee? He's like such a nice guy.
Me and Keith Lee have some history over at PWG, and he always treat me like I'm a kid. So I didn't want to hug him. I wanted a handshake like a man.
Yesterday, you just announced that you're going to be in the Super J Cup for New Japan for wrestling coming up soon. Talk to us about that. What's it like to be in a big tournament for New Japan?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a huge deal, huge opportunity for me. I'm glad that I'm able to be in a tournament that has this much prestige, and it's a legendary tournament. All of the best cruiserweights in the world, from all over the world, are in this tournament. And it's not like it's the best of the super juniors where you have like a 16-man bracket. You have the best 8 cruiserweights in America, and that is there's a lot of guys to pick from. So it's an honor to be one of those people.
Now, your theme song in WWE was "I Came to Collect," and that was a really cool theme song. I enjoyed it. I downloaded it on my phone. Um, what were your thoughts on that theme song? Because it was really catchy.
Yeah, it was catchy. I liked it as a song. I just don't know if I liked it as an entrance song. It, it. I mean, it's a good song. It's a really good song, and I felt like it grabbed people's attention, and it was cool for like the character, the whole Man of the Hour like persona. But I felt like it was more of an anthem more than it was like an entrance song. Um, I don't know if that makes sense to you or not, but
A
um,
little bit. I get
yeah,
it.
it was a good anthem song to like describe like what the character was and what the character was about. But it didn't get me like hype. It didn't get me like ready to go out and like kick somebody's ass.
Now, your debut match on NXT really didn't go so well because you were supposed to fight Aleister Black, but it was during his feud with Velveteen Dream. and Velveteen came behind you and attacked you and threw you into the steps. What was it like to have your debut match kind of taken away from you, but then you had to re-debut in the next week?
Yeah, it was all right. I mean, I didn't I didn't know what to really think about it. I was new. I was just excited to be a part of WWE and NXT, and I trusted the writers, and I trusted Hunter, and I trusted that they had my best interest at heart. So I just trusted that they knew where to go with it from then. Like, would I have liked to have my first match at NXT be a proper match? Yes. Would I have liked to not be somewhat of a enhancement talent for a storyline that didn't have anything to do with me? I don't think anybody wants to debut like that, but I think I'll never forget. As soon as I made my debut, they already had it in their minds that they wanted me to just be an enhancement talent to elevate the Aleister Black and Velveteen Dream storyline. But as soon as I made my entrance and they heard that reaction from the crowd, I remember going back in the back, and Shawn Michaels had walked up to me and said, I didn't know who you are. I didn't know who you were. And I didn't know what kind of reaction you'd get when you went out there. But I was definitely not expecting that kind of reaction, because that was like the biggest pop that, they've ever heard in that arena.
Now, what was it? How was it being a manager to Bobby Lashley? And technically, would you say you were kind of the Intercontinental Champion, like half champion, because you held it for him during his matches?
Yeah, I felt like I was. I felt like I was just as much as the Intercontinental Champion as he was. Uh, it was fun. It was really fun. It was something that I just wasn't expecting to happen in my time in WWE, and I'm glad that that opportunity came up because it pushed me to be a better all around you know superstar in the company. Um, yeah, that was an opportunity that just pushed me to my limit, and I ended up on the right side of that.
What was it like to be at WrestleMania 35? I think it was in New York. Yeah, 35, and walk down that long entranceway.
Yeah, that was really cool. That was really cool. Like as a kid, you watch like WrestleManias and you see like those long entrance ramps, and you're like, man, like I just want to walk down the ramp. I don't even care about the match. Like that's how I felt. I was just as soon as I went out there and I saw 80,000 people, I was just like, man, this is it. Like I've made it. So that was pretty cool.
Now, a couple more questions because we're on a time thing, and I don't want to take too much of your time. I like to be respectful of my guest. Um, I like to flip the script a little bit. Do you have anything that you would like to ask me on this interview?
Oh, that's different. Um, how long have you been a fan of mine?
I think it was I watched your matches in NXT and 205, and then once you got released and I saw you show up at the Independence at the GCW show and you attacked Joey, I became even more of a fan. I think you're awesome. You're very talented. Your move set, your persona, your entertainment wise is just off the charts. So you're talented, and that's what I like about you.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Is there anything else that you'd like to promote on this interview?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything. You can follow me on all of my social media platforms at the Lionel Green, and be on the lookout for my new single. Do you remember that drops 11/6? So
And that's in 3 days actually, on
yeah,
Friday.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Well, Leo Rush, I thank you for your time today. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow him on all his social medias. And I'll see you in the next interview.
Appreciate it, man.